Hey, what's going on, Archons? Welcome to another episode of KeyThoughts. This week, I have an interesting topic that came across my mind in a very significant way. So, if you watched my last video, I mentioned how can you fall in love with a deck. I showcased a deck. You'll notice I went over it. At no point did I choose to look up SAS or find out how it's rated on decks of KeyForge. I scanned it into my master vault and left it there. Then from said master vault, I put it over into TCO, where I've decided to play some games, and the follow-up video to that will actually come, I think, once I've hit the 10 game moment. And made me wonder. It made me wonder. Archons, have you ever just opened a deck and played it without taking the time to see how it kind of shows on decks of KeyForge, what its rating is, what its metrics are, things of that nature? You just played a deck. And I don't mean in a store where you don't have a choice. I mean one you've got at home and you just opened up because you were itching, jonesing to crack a pack. You know how it goes. Degenerate card gamers. And then instead of just putting into your DOK, just went and jumped on TCO with it and see how it was, where it wasn't a part of any tournament. You just were having fun with it. Well, this is what I would like people to do. I would like to extend an invitation to join me on this adventure. Don't use DOK and just play a deck and get a feel for it. So I bring this up. If you naturally already don't do that, then cool. This doesn't apply to you because you already know what this feeling is like. Maybe you do the opposite. Throw it into DOK and get that information and play and see how you feel. But for those of you who regularly find out your deck SAS and know its rating and see all the stats that it presents to you through the great forum of decks of KeyForge, have you ever thought about just opening a deck, looking at what it has, and deciding, all right, let's see how this works, and just play it? Play it 10 times. That's my recommendation. I think that is the threshold where you can understand a deck. Not fully, but you can understand the deck. That relationship, the getting to know phase is kind of, it's over at that point, and now you're finding the next stage of the relationship with the deck. Now, the things that I've been doing as I've been going on this journey, it's been fun. I've rocked a couple games and seeing things I didn't expect and not having any metric to go off of expectations. It's just the cards I saw and what I realized I could potentially do has been very fascinating. But on top of that, I want to know how I feel when I play the deck. Am I wondering what the SAS is as things happen? Like maybe I'm getting a lot of wins. I'm like, whoa, is this a really high SAS deck? 'Cause I'm getting so many wins. Or I'm like getting a bunch of losses. So the question then becomes, what was this actually a low SAS deck? 'Cause I'm getting such a poor turn of events. You don't know. Do you wonder those things? But what I did is I took a notepad and wrote down the deck name. And then as I've been going, I've been making little notes. So noting the name of the deck it played against the set that deck is from and the houses within that set, and then just little notable things that happen, like when I'm playing, what happened that was significant me either against me or that I did, so I can see, maybe figure out what's really working with this deck. And then at the end I report the score of how many keys I forged versus my opponent. It's been an enriching experience to start with, and I'm excited to see how this goes as I progress and report my findings. But not having SAS in the equation, it's really fascinating, especially for a deck. I'm in this experiment. I'm trying to find, can I fall in love with this deck, having no memory attached to it within a tournament scope or anything like that. Can I fall in love with a deck? That's the question that I proposed in the last video. If you haven't seen it, I'll be sure to have it at the end of this. But yeah, I just kind of want to put it out there. If you've never done this experiment before, I do recommend it. It's very fascinating, both to note your own emotional response to playing and see how you feel, and then as well as, are you wondering like, are you thinking about DOK as you go through this? Like, is it something that becomes on your mind? Are you hooked on the SAS rating system and what it provides? It's a great system, very much for looking up things and categorizing decks, all that. But I was just curious about the feeling of not having it a part of a deck. So just want to throw it out there, and I would like to invite everyone else to do it. Please let me know your findings. Either go on the Help from Future Self Discord and talk about it, or just hit me up on Discord, Boulevard Blake #3840. If that's not where you hang, but YouTube is, let me know your findings on this video down the road, and just comment on it, because I would love to see how everyone else feels and kind of crowdsource an idea of maybe the potential of this being a fun route to take at times. So hope you all enjoyed this, and it provided some new wavelength for you to approach the game of KeyForge during this time. And as always, may your ember never be stolen and your keys forged promptly. Have a good one.